Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's episode. I am so excited to be here today with Shyla Marcella Brown. Shyla is a gifted medium who offers energetic readings that provide profound clarity for your personal growth. Thank you so much for being here with me today.
Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate this. This is fun. I'm excited.
I know. I'm excited too. I would love to start for you to just kind of tell us a little bit about your journey and kind of how you got into the work that you do today.
Well, my journey actually started when I was very young, but I didn't realize that until later on when I started connecting a lot of different things. And my stepmother was actually the first person who gave me a deck. I'd heard about tarot, cards and everything, but she was the first person who told me about it personally. And then she's from Italy too, so she was really giving me the background of tarot and where it came from, which it started in Italy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So after receiving them from her, it just happened. It seemed like a lot of the experiences I've had before kind of led up to that point.
Mm-hmm.
And then even when I try to leave, it doesn't want to let me leave. And it's like, no, this is what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Because I realized that not only does this allow me to serve others and help them fall deeper in love with themselves, essentially, because this is what I really want. That's the main goal. It also helps me fall deeper into myself because yes, I'm doing a reading for someone else, but a lot of times I tell my clients, I don't know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, but I don't know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times with the readings, I find that if I turn back around and watch it, it now is pointing towards me. I get a lot out of it too. So it's almost like I'm helping others see their reflection, but they're also helping me see mine, which leads me into saying that, we're all mirrors. That's why we all come across each other. We meet each other because you're supposed to meet yourself where you are then in order to get to your newer self, your deeper self. So everything just kind of fell into place, with the happenings in my life. Even when I was a little girl, so many things, otherworldly things may happen that I would notice.
Yeah.
And it wasn't easy because there was nobody to explain it to me, especially coming from a Christian family. There was no one to explain anything to me. So then it came to the point where I'm like, well, am I bad? Because now I'm demonizing myself. Like, why am I having these experiences? But then you get those little pushes and those nudges and you attract teachers to you, right? You attract mentors. And that's what happened. I started attracting mentors, and it's never just one. People always think, oh, you just go get one master and then you learn. No, they teach you what they're supposed to teach you in that time or in that presence. And then when you shed that layer, it's time for a new mentor. It's levels to this, it's layers to this. A lot of people want to say up and out, but we forget that it's down and in first, and then it comes out. It's a very toroidal, motion, in and out and in, like breathing into each other. Everything does it. We're all connected. So it's almost like I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be after all those experiences, after all that craziness, just life in general. But it all flowed. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. I've met the people I've met. I've had the clients I was supposed to have for this very reason, so that I can be in this moment right now. So a lot of that is just I got called. We'll just say it. I got called.
Mhm. Yeah. So how old were you when you were given your first tarot deck?
I was a junior in high school. So I want to say I was about 16, going on 17.
Mhm.
So that's when I would have to kind of go into what was happening around that time. Around that time, I was getting hit with a lot of different energies. I didn't realize that I was who I was. I didn't realize the gifts that I had. And so, even though I knew I was different, all of these things happening, especially being a medium and then picking up energies, and then a lot of times that translates to a voice in your head. And so now it's like, am I crazy? Is this happening right now? Literally walking down the street nobody around, just walking next to one person going down the street. And now I'm picking up their thoughts. I'm picking up their feelings. So it got to a point where I got really depressed, very antisocial. I got an emo mode. I don't know if you remember when everybody was into emo, and then
Oh, I was.
right, me too. And the music and all that, right?
Uh-huh.
So, but that was a time. For me, it was a very dark time because I didn't know who I was, and I didn't know that I'm walking around high school feeling drained, tired, just wanting to go home and go to sleep because I'm literally absorbing other people's negative energy and then giving them my good energy just so I can transmute it, which is a gift. But if you don't know how, you don't even know that it's happening, what do you do? So that was why I call it a dark time. So then when she introduced tarot to me, it was almost like, here's a opening for you to get to know yourself.
Yeah.
So it was just a lot of studying, but it was for me. It was ultimately for me. And now that I share it with others, yes, it's an extension of me, but of me serving. That's how I see it. But that was something I needed, and I know it was. And even now, because I even after that went through a period where I wanted to leave it alone because taboo, right? It's taboo. You don't know exactly, you're inviting energies in but I was doing that anyway. I was doing that without the tarot. I was inviting energies in and didn't even know it. Didn't know how to transmute it, didn't know how to cleanse myself, just bogged down with all that energy.
Yeah. And
But
so
now,
what do you do now to protect your energy? Because I'm sure you have a lot more experience with it, but do you ever find yourself in a situation where you are feeling like unwanted energy coming into your body?
absolutely,
And what do you
absolutely.
do?
Usually I take baths.
Yeah.
I'll take spiritual baths. That's what you would popularly call them. Or even showers. You can do showers too. I wear a crystal. This is shungite right here. And it's a huge EMT. It protects you it neutralizes energy. It doesn't make it better. That's why they say usually pair it with amethyst or rose quartz so you can add that positivity. But any energy that comes through, it neutralizes it to the point where it even balances your own energy, even skin. Because I'm actually about to come out with the shungite butter, and you can actually put it in your cosmetics on your skin. Is great for your hair, it's great for your skin. And I don't know why they don't tell people too much about it. It also filters your water. It neutralizes anything in your water. You can take the shungite chips because it comes from a volcano in Russia. Put those chips, if you get a whole big gallon, put them at the bottom of the water, put the water in there, leave it for 48 hours, you got neutralized water.
That's so cool. I've actually never heard of that.
Shungite is Shungite. Shungite.
And when is that going to come out?
That's going to come out probably in the fall.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I kind of want to make a creamier one for the winter, so it's more moisture. But then I also want another one for in the summer because I want to add some kind of SPF protection to it. So I got things going. It's just not out the oven yet.
That's awesome. I read on your website, you help women to nurture their inner beauty. Can you tell us more about how you do that?
So a lot of that absolutely starts with the reading. And then we get into habits, your rituals. What are your rituals, for your beauty? Because a lot of times they'll use beauty to cover things up, but a lot of times beauty is so for yourself, so you could feel confident, right?
Yeah.
But then you have, the stigma of, but don't be too into yourself, right? They try to knock the chip off, but it's like, but if this is a person who's trying to build their own confidence, let them do their thing. Yeah. So you have the women who are like, yes, I want to be like this, but I got these people or I've been conditioned. So now we got to get through the conditionings. Yeah. Then we do have to talk about childhood. Then we do have to talk about what are you putting in your body? What's your diet like? But not only that, what are your minerals like? Because our food right now isn't the most nutritious. It's not.
It's true. I 100% agree. The soil's been stripped of all the minerals.
Well, hell, even the soil that we did have that have it, they're moving it to wherever they're moving it, but we're not going to get too far into it.
I would actually love to, but
right, exactly. So maybe another episode. Yeah. But for today, you have to be very aware of what you're putting in your body. So I actually deal with cell salts. And cell salts are it's 12 different minerals. And oh my goodness, his name just popped out of my head. But the scientist, he was German, and he conducted studies on human ash. And he found out that we all come from these 12 minerals. And then we have he was a scientist, and his wife was a medium, an astrologist. They came with the system saying that, but the 12 salts also correlate with the zodiac signs.
What?
Because now it's 12 signs. 12 salts. If we're in the womb for 9, because we get our minerals from our mother, right? Well, but also the planets are giving it to the mother.
Yeah.
Well,
wow. Blowing my mind, Shyla.
So now when you're born, well, what about the other 3? Yeah. You didn't get them. I mean, you got them because you're made of it, but you didn't get a whole bunch of it because you weren't cooking. You weren't in the womb during that season. So now you have 3 salts that you lack. Okay. Not that you don't lack it, but it's a low amount of it compared to the other minerals. So that's when they say, when you have certain elements, you can actually see if you go Vedic wise, I personally don't follow Western anymore, but even when it comes to the cell salts, they don't follow Western, it's Vedic. So say for instance, I have a Sagittarius moon, and it talks about that's where your weaknesses might be.
Yeah.
So when it's a whole chart. I do the charts,
So
but
cool. I was gonna ask you about that. Is that on your website, your ZODIAC SALT TRANSIT CHARTs? Is that what it
Yes.
is?
Yes.
And then do you help people through like actual supplementation with the minerals that they're lacking?
I don't personally do it because I wouldn't say I'm certified,
But you can help them in the
I
right
would prefer them to go, but I can tell them about it.
Yeah.
And that way they can do more research on their own.
Mhm.
I can tell them what the salts are for. And, yes, during this transit, when you're having this particular transit, you're getting drained of this salt. So that's like, it doesn't even have to be a transit. Say, for instance, if you're anxious, it's like the easiest thing to compare to. If you're anxious, you're having some anxiety, you can't focus, you can take your mercury salt. So Mercury rules the communication, right? Your mental.
Yeah.
So if you're having issues with that, it's probably because you're off.
Yeah.
Or you could take your moon salt to calm your nerves. Your moon, it rules your emotions and spirit and like your subconscious. You could take that to calm you down. That's
And where do
only
you
because
get it? Like, where do you get the salts?
you can buy them online. You can go on Amazon. That's the
What?
easiest. You can go on Amazon, Walmart, herbal places, but usually it's online because I personally haven't come across any shop that has them. So you would have to order online, which I'm working on that too.
That's
On my
awesome.
own, but that's probably something that's not going to develop until maybe next year because that's actually a huge process and like
Yeah.
finding the manufacturer and yeah.
And you're
That's
probably
it.
already doing that right now with your other product. So one thing at a time, right?
Exactly. Exactly. And it's only one me. And I always say, I wish I had about 2 more me's and I could delegate.
Wouldn't that be great?
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
This is so interesting. Yeah, if you just even start doing a little bit of research into minerals, we're all deficient. And there's so many, I know like for me, I take magnesium every night because there's so many things that magnesium affects in our bodies and we just don't get it from our food anymore.
Nope. They strip it out.
Yep.
And that's how look, I don't want to go down a rabbit hole.
Just say it. I agree.
But
I know.
it's like I just don't understand. I do understand. I always say that, but at this point, we have to take control of our own bodies, of what we put in it. Really think about this whole world is to distract us from ourselves.
Yep.
It really is.
Yep. And it's working.
And it's working. And then when you don't get distracted, when you're focused and you're doing your own thing, the world wants to come at you and say, oh, no, you're not supposed to be doing that. Well, we're going to do it anyway.
Exactly. I love this. Yeah. And I love how you're talking. I think that there is a problem in the spiritual community and in like, I grew up in fundamentalist religion and it was like vain to focus on your beauty. And I love how you're talking about inner beauty, but you're also focusing on the inner beauty that you're talking about does come with outer beauty. It comes with like a certain radiance. When you're healthy and you're vibrating at this frequency, you are going to also be physically beautiful. And it's okay to, as a woman, I think that's one of our gifts. And it's okay to want that. It's okay to emphasize that and just fully own it.
I agree. It is okay. But when you have others who feel like that it's not okay, then they pressure you, right? And so then now we have to talk about boundaries. And then we do have to talk about shadow work.
Yeah.
We got to go into that darkness. But the thing about it is not even dark.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's not, because the whole goal is to not push it away. You're supposed to embrace it. You're supposed to integrate with that energy because you need that too.
Yeah.
That's you. That's not some outside entity
Mhm.
where people try to say, oh, it's a little something on your shoulder here whispering to you. No, that's you.
Yeah. Is that something that you help your clients with also, like the shadow work and the, yeah.
Yeah, well, you have to. You
Yeah.
can't, we can't move forward if we don't, because
Mhm.
you're gonna stop yourself.
Mhm.
Not me stopping you, not anybody else, is you. Even though all these people are saying that shouldn't stop you. You should be so centered and within yourself that whatever they say, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like the only time that someone else's opinion matters is if it shakes your belief in yourself. Like if
Mhm.
somebody walks up to you and says something like totally out of nowhere that you don't agree with at all, you're not going to be upset by it. You're just going to be like, okay, no. But if it kind of strikes a chord with like some insecurity that you may already have, that's when it hurts. So it really is an inner game.
And that's another thing I work on with my clients, is because when you start to get at that vibration, you're gonna trigger people.
Mhm.
But you have to realize it's not you. Don't take on that energy. That's them. They got to deal with that. There's nothing you can do about it.
Mhm.
But that's what that confidence, and it's not even, it's the confidence in yourself and believing in yourself. So if you can keep that, so what if they go, I call it malfunctioning. They malfunction around you because it's like an energy overload. That's energy they don't know how to handle even for themselves. So why do you expect them to be able to? Just let them go on about their way, because when you're at a certain vibration, things can't touch you anyway. They can't touch you. They won't even see you. They can't see you. You're moving too fast.
And it's
So this
space, like if you're able to repel, I think this is something that I'm really learning right now, is like your no, or the people that you repel are just making room for the yes and for the people who are meant for you, because we don't have enough time to spend it on every single person that comes into our energy field.
Mhm.
So being magnetic also requires you to have that opposite pole, that like repelling pole. And it's like almost creates its own boundary.
It does. And that's why you have to be aware of the people who will play on that. So it's like, yeah, I see you, and yeah, you're overloading me, but I want to use that energy.
Yes.
I know I can see that this can be used for the benefit of me. So then we get into the whole energy vampires. You got to be careful because them motherfuckers are charming.
And it's, to me,
Apologies.
it always feels like it sneaks up on me. Like I don't even see it happening. And then all of a sudden I'm like, wait, what just happened?
Right.
I'm
How did you
exhausted and I'm
demonstrate?
in this situation that I just don't even see it coming a lot of the time.
Well, but sometimes you're not supposed to.
Yeah.
Because anything you do sends out a ripple, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times I've experienced this myself, been completely oblivious to actually what's happening. And then I hear about it later. But like you said, you didn't even have to do anything.
Yeah.
It worked itself out on its own.
Yeah.
But imagine if you had known about it, you might have put your foot where it shouldn't have been.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, like you said, it creates its own boundaries. But for instance, sometimes things go over my head.
Yeah.
Even though I'm medium.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm not told about it, it was none of my business.
Yeah.
I'm not going to worry about that.
Yeah.
I have
It's
some
like
people say, oh, you're not paying attention. You don't see this. No, I do see it, but I just didn't say nothing because I'm not supposed to.
mm-hmm.
I'm not supposed to interfere.
Mm-hmm.
A lot, sometimes you interfere and you get involved with other people's karma. Mind your business. And I have to mind your, if people don't like you, mind your business.
Yeah.
They're talking about you, mind your business. Keep doing what you're doing, because that's the proof enough. You being you. You don't have to do nothing extra. You don't have to run your mouth extra and do. Now, if somebody comes to you and confronts you, then yeah, you should absolutely stand up for yourself. You're not a pushover.
Yeah.
So you definitely should. But if it's not stopping anything for you personally, let them do what they do.
Yeah.
Because even though some people send what you would call the evil eye, or they send you negativity, if you're vibrating at a high enough, like if you're just you're radiant, you're completely embodying yourself, it won't reach you. It'll actually transmute. I call it the positivity bubble.
I love that. I love that. That's so inspiring.
Positivity bubble, that was the first psychic I ever spoke to. She told me that. She was the first person to tell me a lot about myself. Well, was she the first to? No, she was the second psychic I ever talked to. But she pretty much told me that I wasn't like her, but I was something. As she said.
Yeah.
And she said, you have to know yourself so well, because you're going to come across people and you're going to be able to hear them. You're going to be able to feel them. So you have to know yourself so well that you don't confuse their energy with yours.
Yeah. Yep.
And that was like, that was in 2010 when I got to Germany. It seemed like that was another level that happened. When I went to Germany, all that new energy, and then I got a new gift. Yeah. Something else came in. And it's really just, I personally feel like it's when you're ready for it.
Yeah.
It's already there.
Yeah.
But it opens when you're actually ready for it.
I was thinking about that Bible verse that says God doesn't give you more than you can handle. And in like most religious circles, people say that to mean like you're not going to have more trials than you can handle. But I was thinking, what if it really means, or what if part of what it means is that like you're not going to receive the gifts that you're not ready to handle either, you know?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I agree with that, because it's energy.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, if you have a processor that can only handle this amount of energy, you got to expand first in order to invite that in. Or like you said, let things go so things can be invited in. Mm-hmm. So it's really about where you're at.
Yeah.
And if you even want it. I used to say, oh, no, I'm not ready to see. I ain't ready to see spirits. Hear them. Don't mind hearing. I can feel them. See them though? No, I'm not ready for that. And do you know, that happened once. And I was like, and it has not happened anymore.
Because I don't want to see them.
Not yet. Let me give me a couple more decades. Let me be an old lady and let me see that. Let's do that. Let me have old gray hair.
Yes.
Because, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But no, it's just very it's very interesting how things unfold in general when it comes to life in general, but especially gifts.
Yeah.
It really is a gift, though. Yeah. It really is. Because it's a gift not only to you, but to other people. Like me sharing this, it really lights me up. Mm-hmm. When somebody says, oh my God, how did you know that? Or, oh, I didn't think of it that way. And then they come back to me maybe a week later and they say, oh, I was journaling about this and I really did, I feel so much better and things are going great. And oh, I just got a job promotion. And
Yes.
that
There's no feeling in the world like fulfilling your purpose. It feels so good. And for me, like I'm doing a lot of, I'm listening to this training right now on human design. I don't know if you get into human design at all, but I'm a 2/4, and they were saying with the 2, it's like a compass, but it's not a compass until somebody takes it out of their pocket and looks at it. And like, if as a 2, you are the compass, but if nobody ever uses the compass, it's not good for you either. Like you need your gifts to be put out into the world and to make a difference, just as a human being.
I forget which one I am. I know I'm a projector.
Okay.
But I forget the numbers.
Yeah.
Is it hereditary? No,
2/4 sacral generator.
But generator, Lord, that is all that energy. I can't. I'm a 101. That's the thing, projectors 101. Generators are like, oh, I can do. Let me go take a nap. And then
I know. Well, that's why I love stuff like this though, because this is one-on-one and it feels so easy and good. But then like it's also one-on-one, but then as many people as listen to it later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. I can't to the point now where I really can't do anything else other than what I'm
meant to
doing it. It all correlates to it. I already said, corporate, they're not getting me back. That world is never getting me back.
No.
Can't do it. Because I'm not fulfilling my true purpose that way.
Yeah. It doesn't feel aligned.
And then every time I try, I just get pushed right back out and pushed back over here. It's like, especially as soon as I leave, I typically still have clients, even though I'm not like before when I was doing the whole executive assistant thing.
Yeah.
I kind of pushed this in the back burner.
Mm-hmm.
But once again, that was only like a 6-month thing where it was like, no, this isn't going to work. Now I don't have time to do my thing. I'm sitting here building you up.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Yeah. No, I hear you. Yeah. Everything you're saying resonates so much. Do you want to do a reading?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yay!
Get a little bit more water. I always gotta keep hydrated. Because that energy is energy. So it hits you like a lightning bolt. I better be supple. I'll be fried. Dehydrated. All right. Is there anything particular you want to ask, or you just want me to do my thing so
just
you can see?
Your thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do Sarah. What do we have? So already, there's some action that you need to take. And usually it's like to cut off something that's not serving you anymore. And it's almost like you are getting some energies that are pulling from you, or like butting heads with you, or not truly agreeing with you, or collaborating properly.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, it's something that's saying that you need to disconnect from that because you're going through a renewal and a rebirth. Mm-hmm. So it's like, that's the card of the Phoenix. So it's like, in order for you to go through this renewal, there's something you have to let go of, because it's a card talking about what are you resisting change? Like, what are you resisting discarding? So it's something you gotta let go of in order for, which is funny how we were talking about that.
Yeah, it is funny. It's very interesting. That definitely lands. That definitely tracks.
And then the celebration card. Oh, if it'll show you, because I got it blurred.
Little
It probably
blurry.
has to be right next to my face. Okay.
There you go. There you go.
So this celebrations card, I don't know if you can see how, there's this celebration, but then there's this mask back there.
Yeah.
So I always say, yes, it's a celebration. There's something you should be grateful for. There's something you should be absolutely joyful about. But there may be somebody who isn't.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're smiling in your face, they're celebrating with you, but it's like underneath is really, they're not happy about it. But we don't really care about those people anyway. Doesn't matter. Nothing they can do about it. It's not stopping anything.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. Anyway, we're going to leave their energy alone. Take those two. And the action card came out. The card that I saw while I was shuffling, that you got to take action. It came out. Okay, that's enough cards. Which works out because you got 3 gold cards and 3 red cards. And the red cards are like lesson cards.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely something you need to let go of, because we have the healing card, and the healing card talks about healing past wounds and having forgiveness and awareness. And by healing yourself, you can help others heal, but you have to do it first. You have to confront those things. And I just feel like it's very interesting that with this card, we have the hands underneath, right? If you can see that.
Yeah.
But then with this chased card,
Yeah.
you have the hands underneath the deep waters that are reaching towards. And it's like, the wolves, they howl when it's a full moon, but it's not because it's the full moon, it's because they're actually hunting.
Yeah.
So it's like the moon representing these emotions. There's some emotions that you got to let flow, because you also got the flow card.
Okay.
Oh my God, come on.
There you go.
So all this emotion, all this water, this is the card that talks about, you can't always control life's events. You can only control how you react to them. So they'll overflow unless you release them. So it's some emotion that you have to release. It has to do with your heart. So it's, if you could see this action card, oh Lord, let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay. You see how she has the sword to cut something off?
Yeah.
But she's like a warrior, right? But think about, look how, I don't know if you can see, there's a face behind her. You see the nose? I don't know if you can see the
vaguely, yeah.
So right here, behind her here is like the pineal gland.
Yeah.
And that's where all that energy is coming out. So it's something that has to do with you, your perception, your discernment. So you're using your discernment as a sword.
Okay.
So I don't believe it's a physical disconnection, say from people or corporations, or it's not a physical connection. It's an emotional connection, a mental connection.
Okay.
Especially with that sword.
Yeah.
So it's saying take some form of action without regrets, and examine what's holding you back from taking action and cut it loose. You'll get the most immediate results from making decisive decisions. No maybes.
Yeah.
And it's see, and it's asking what feelings are you struggling to acknowledge? These are colors and numbers. So there's like signs and synchronicities. So you've been given the signs.
Yeah.
You know what it is that you need to do.
Yeah.
But for some reason, you're afraid to. You have the flying falling card.
Mm-hmm.
For me, this card is like fear of success or feeling the fear of failure.
Yeah.
And this card asks, what do you need to be free of? Are you ready to take risks and fly solo? And what do you need to feel empowered? And that chase was asking, what are you running away from? What's making you feel underwhelmed or overwhelmed? And what are you afraid of or unwilling to face? But you know this. You
Yeah.
already know what you face and you already know what it is that you really need to do. But let's see, why not? Why so far we are, I'm going to clarify with another bit. Healing. How are you doing this? I need one card at a time. One. And then they fell right back out. Okay, never mind. I'll take it. Like, no, you're going to read these cards. Okay. I just wanted one for healing, but whatever. It gave me 5, so I guess it's all of them. All right. You're not sharing your thoughts on it because already you have the share your thoughts card, but it came out reversed. And this is like a dragon, and dragons represents wisdom, right?
Yeah.
And then you have like a little gold dragon on your shoulder. Remember, I was just talking about that? Someone on your
Yes, you
shoulder
were.
telling
Yes,
you.
you were.
I tell
Wow.
you, but it's like your higher self.
Yeah.
That's what that's representing. Your higher self is telling you.
Yeah.
You're like, no, I'm not gonna say anything yet. I'm
Oh
not gonna talk about this yet. And it also asks you time to reflect. Oh Lord. You know what? Look, I think I'm gonna take this blur off. Can I do that? I don't know how. None. It's saying it's no.
I don't know how to do that either.
Because this is messing my card. I can't show you. It's saying it's not on there, but it is because I background effects. Okay, I got it.
Yay. There you go.
Perfect. Wonderful. Much better.
Yes. That is much
So
better.
now, with this card of time to reflect, I feel like this is more about, have courage was underneath the deck.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what it is that you need to do. You know exactly what I'm talking about, but we need to see why. Why? Because it's even asking me, like telling you, like the answer is in your heart, is within you.
Yeah.
Seek your answers within and embrace the feminine.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're talking about creativity, right? I don't see any signs of literal baby, but that doesn't mean that it's not. Because this is a card about life, about connection, because there's something being born.
Yeah.
That egg is cracking.
Yeah. Yep.
So, and she's obviously Mother Earth, the divine feminine.
Yeah.
So it's asking you to embrace that, because then you have 10, that's the number 10 card. So this is like definitely a new beginning, definitely a new birth. But again, while I was shuffling the first deck, I saw renewal and rebirth, which was the Phoenix card.
Mm-hmm.
So then, so you have not only the answers are within, you also have here the ancient ones.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then you have time to reflect and share your thoughts.
Yeah.
So it's like, listen to you, your higher self, express your highest self.
Yeah.
That's what that's saying. Express your highest self and embrace your femininity and your highest, your divine feminine energy, but you have to reflect as to why you're not wanting to express this. There's a new level of this expression that you're not wanting to go to. You got your ancestors or your spirit guides talking to you. You got your highest self talking to you. And then you have just you, your mind in itself talking to you.
Yeah.
Everything's trying to say except your heart for some reason is like, but there's a but.
Yeah.
What is that but? That's what I want. What is this but? I wonder if my empowerment. Okay, you immediately came out. Am I doing more of the things that keep me alive or more of the things that make me feel alive? What makes me feel alive? Huh?
Whoa. Do you want me to tell you like what this is bringing up for me?
Yeah, if you want to, that's up to you. If you want to share that.
I'll share a little bit. So I have built I'm a massage therapist, and I built like a very, very successful business. And I know I'm amazing at what I do. I love my clients. I love my work, but it's limiting because I can only work so many hours in a day, and they're full. I'm full. I'm maxed out and really like getting close to burnout. And I brought myself back from the edge of burnout so many times through doing this work. And I know that what I'm meant to be doing, and it's not fully landed yet, but it's like what I'm doing with you here with this podcast, or what I'm doing online, or with like my coaching business, and working with people kind of in a different capacity where I'm able to be seen and I'm able to like fully bring my gifts into the world. But in order to, I feel like I'm straddling two worlds right now. And I don't want to let go of my safe, happy business where, it's like it's my livelihood, and I'm good at it and I love it and everyone loves me, to go into this new world of like the unknown and probably like greater self-expression. But like, I don't know, how am I going to monetize this? How am I going to support myself through this work? How am I going to, like when I am fully expressed, will there be people who don't like it? And I'm sure there will. So that's what all of this is bringing up for
me. Yeah. Because even your next card, it says express yourself creatively, start something new. What creative pursuit do you feel drawn to? I mean, I don't even know what other cards I could pull. It's pretty much saying the same, right? It's saying the same thing. So now it is bringing me to, it's you got to make room, like you said. You got to make room. But my thing is that going anywhere truly?
Which
I mean, it's not going anywhere.
Oh yeah, no, my other business. No, it's not. Yeah.
So what's the concern of how am I going to support myself through this? Well, you got to sit with yourself, because remember, when you're doing what you're supposed to do and you start lighting up, it comes. So is that even a question you need to ask, you think?
Probably not.
Because once you start, once you start sharing your thoughts and putting it out there, it's golden. Once you put it out there, it's already out there. You're already doing it. You're already seeing the progress. You're seeing presently, but you already know what it is that you want and what you're working towards. So why wouldn't you get that?
Yeah.
It's not like you're not doing the action, because you have the action towards this anyway. But now it's like, yeah, but like you said, you only got so many hours. There's only one you.
Yeah.
We don't have time to grab everybody in our magnetic field. You said that.
Yep. Yeah.
So you got to make the choice. But again, it's not going anywhere. That's something within you. What would be an issue if you start really going in on this thing and then you start getting burned down on that, possibly, just so you can have to maneuver and do something else? Who knows? You may even be able to combine the two.
Yeah.
You're saying you don't know how you're monitored, but that's because you're thinking.
Yeah.
You're thinking you need to sit down. You need to sit with yourself for a second and not think and listen to within you. The answers are within you. It'll come. It's not coming because you asking too many questions right now, instead of asking a question and then listening for the answer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, okay, this is what I want to know. So while you cook up how you gonna tell me that, I'm gonna keep doing this.
Yeah.
And while you're not so focused on how, and you just say, whatever, I'm gonna just do this. This is how I explain it. When we're the temple, right?
Mm-hmm.
Spirit needs us just as much as we need spirit.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be able to be a reflection of spirit, which is what spirit ultimately needs as well. In order for the work to get done, you have to have a temple to get it done in. So if I'm walking straight, or if I'm sitting still, you can't do anything.
Yeah.
You can listen and hear what you're supposed to do, but if you don't move,
Yeah.
you won't know the next step.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like you have to already be in movement. Because if you sit there and then spirit says go left, you're gonna sit there and say why.
Mm-hmm. What's
But
left?
there's a time,
Tell me what. Yeah.
It's like spirit, like, okay, we ride in this car, but guess what? Soon I'm gonna tell you to open the door and just jump out. And then you're like, wait, when are you trying to? Okay, jump out. But wait, oh shit, you just missed it. So now we got to coordinate all this other energy so we can give you another opening.
Yeah.
So it's like when that time comes, when you told to move, it's because really you are probably already in your movement, which makes you be in sort of a meditative state because you're doing your thing.
Yep.
You're in it.
Yep.
You're like in the zone. And in the zone, you get all the ideas and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But if you just sitting there saying how, it's not going to work that way because you're like kind of frozen. You're kind of still, too still.
Yeah.
Because it's like doubt. But it shouldn't be any doubt because of what you got to look at what you're already doing.
Yeah.
The work you're already doing is great. And it can only go up from there.
Yeah.
You're expanding in all of those things. And through collaborations, you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I got this like intuitive hit when you were speaking of like, when you were talking about like, we are the temple and like spirit needs us, of like, doing what I do in my work as a massage therapist. Mm-hmm. People love it, but I'm serving people instead of serving God. Mm-hmm. I want to make people happy. I'm a people pleaser. I'm like, and the work that I do does make people very happy, but it's like, am I doing that instead of fulfilling my calling, which is serving God or spirit?
Right. So then you are a deep healer. So it's like you were doing the surface healing in a sense.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like physical, you were doing physical healing. So now you want to get into the inner healing. I mean, But again, it takes all of it.
Yep.
I'm not seeing you completely letting this go.
Yeah.
But there may be a pause in it until you can until you're shown how it could all
Or
fit
more
together.
boundaries around it. More like time boundaries and.
Oh, well, yeah, you could do that anyway. Even if that meant you wanted to just do something on the weekend. If you just wanted to do massages on the weekend, it shouldn't be an issue. Or even then, if push comes to shove, that may mean, hey, I'm not available like I used to be, so I'm gonna have to start charging a little bit more.
Yeah. Yep.
Because there is a such thing. What we see when we go buy stuff that don't even cost that much, but you buying the name.
Mm-hmm.
So it's okay if somebody's paying for your brand.
Yeah.
You already saying you booked up. Okay, well, y'all booking not only my slots, but you booking up some other times. So now I got to break this down a little more and then charge you more.
Yep.
Oh, I'm not available, but if you want me to make a spot for you, oh, okay, well, that's going to cost a little more too.
Yeah.
Because now you pulling from my other things.
Mm-hmm.
So if you really want this is how much you're going to have to pay. So that'll give you some buffer too. Because that's another thing because I'm also a graphic designer, but I do branding and, so you just, like you said, put boundaries.
Yeah.
Put those boundaries so that you can really explore yourself.
Yeah.
That's no different than leaving the corporate land.
Yep. It's very.
You got to leave it because you got to do your own thing. And you're highly supported. I don't see anything. It's just like that's what the healing is. It was because how you were talking about the burnout,
Mm-hmm.
with you doing all of this and you're healing everybody else, but now it's time to not in a sense heal yourself as if something's wrong, but it's the being out of alignment with what you're trying to do is needing to be healed.
Yeah.
Like this new creative thing that you're doing, that space needs to be healed so that it could keep going.
Yeah.
Then you have the means. I don't see anything saying that I just picked up some of the deck.
What is that one?
It says
you must release. What?
to receive, you must release. What can you let go of? What do you want to receive?
Oh my goodness.
I tried to pick up the whole deck and I accidentally only picked up a little, and that's what was there.
You're magic. This is amazing. You're so good.
Thank you. I've been, she gave me my first deck in 2004. My stepmother.
Almost 20 years.
And now, yeah. So I didn't start professionally doing readings until about 2018. So I went years where I was just looking at the cards, and I actually prefer oracle cards. I didn't even use any of tarot cards because for me, tarot is so, I want to say strict, but it's not strict. It's like so very, I feel like it's kind of narrow. It doesn't give me room to use my own senses, be able to pick up on my own. Because then I find myself pulling more and more and more with the tarot because I'm trying to get so specific, but it's like, you don't got to do all of that.
Yeah.
Because to an extent, you need them to do the work. I feel like a lot of tarot, when you get too, you don't give that person the space.
Yeah.
to
I know.
even receive it properly. Yeah. It's
I
like,
know.
I like to just
Mhm.
whatever I truly feel. Because a lot of these cards, they're tools. People have to realize that cards are just tools.
Right.
So a lot of people think, oh, it's the cards. No, it's not the cards, because I could take a book and open it and give somebody a reading.
Yep.
I could use music. People use charms and everything. And these are merely tools to connect with the other individual.
Yeah.
So it's like a trigger in a sense. It triggers information.
Yep. Absolutely.
So
do you have
yeah,
meetings on your calendar right now for readings for people who are watching this?
they haven't used my calendar yet, but I do have a calendar. I actually got into how you were doing it. I was like, this is a great one. It's so simple to use.
I love my calendar. It is so
Yeah.
The only thing that I don't like about it is it doesn't do time zone conversions on it.
Oh.
So you have to do the math. That's the only
Mhm.
thing. Every other thing, it's just it's so easy to use.
Yeah. So I went on ahead and did one. I put it on my website. But if they want to do a reading, they can just go on my website. They can book it on the calendar, but they'll still have to pay for it through the website. Or if they want to hit me up and they want to pay me through Cash App or PayPal, they can do that too.
And all that info is on your website, right?
Yes. Well, not the PayPal and Cash App information, but the
Booking.
consultations they can pay for, and then they can actually book or schedule it on the calendar.
That's amazing.
Yes.
I think
Yes.
everyone is going to want a reading after seeing this.
Well, whoever does, I'm open for you. Just give me, a heads up. Oh, pardon. Because I do try to give myself at least 24 hours notice. Because some people say, hey, can you do a reading today? And then I'm over in the grocery store and I'm like, yeah, I would like to. I'm just not available right now. But or they'll say, oh, well, I'll pay you extra if you do it right now. Sir, I'm at Main Event Arcade with my daughter. I cannot stop and do what I
Oh
So
man.
yes, as long as but the calendar, I don't think it'll let them do it anyway, because I set
There's
it
a
up there.
setting on it where you can turn it to where there's a cutoff for booking, and you can set it to whatever you want. 28 hours, 48 hours. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I did. I put the 24 hours, and yeah, that's how they can reach me. Just go on ShylaMarcella.com and check it out.
Yeah.
I had some products on there, but I removed them because I'm making space for my own products.
Yeah, that's going to be amazing.
So,
I'm so excited. Will you share on your social media when that product is ready?
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
Okay. And how can people find
I'm also I'm designing a couple of my own decks. That's what I'm actually working on right now.
So cool.
So it'll be the decks, the shea butter, and then the salts.
Yes.
So
oh my gosh. I can't wait for the salts. I can't wait to learn more about that. That's so interesting to me. You have a couple different Facebook pages, right?
Yes, I have my actual readings page. That's Muse Shyla Marcella.
Okay.
But then my personal Facebook page, Shyla Marcella Brown. But either or doesn't.
And then Instagram is your name?
And I do have an Instagram as well, Muse Shyla Marcella on there as well.
Perfect.
So
everyone follow her, book a reading. She's amazing. You're amazing. This was so much fun.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. I love doing it. And it always, even if I'm having a perceived bad day, it's just, I can literally close this door and go live and start doing readings, and it's totally different world. And I feel so much better. Yeah. Even though I can't do too much. Because like I said, if you're doing all that channeling, it can be dehydrating. And I believe I did, was it 10 people or 13 people? I can't remember exactly. One of the two. I did that one night. And the next day I had a huge migraine.
Oh yeah.
Huge migraine. I did too much energy at once.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
I guess maybe I'm saying it because on my calendar, you'll see missing blocks. Like I usually give myself an hour in between readings so I can just, because you got to stay right. So you can do it. You can't read.
Exactly.
So yeah. I wonder, let me pull I didn't pull you a stress less card. No, let's do that. Because I have a feeling that might be helpful. Of course, 3, not just 1. Okay. So, some suggestions for you to stress less. A love letter to you. It says, take a moment to write yourself a love letter and write about the things that you love about yourself and get into detail. Caress yourself with the words. When you feel loving, accepting, and good feelings, the stress based on the feeling of fear will vanish. The body will react to your good thoughts and produce hormones, which in turn will erase stress hormones from the body. And then you also have breathe 10 times. Close your eyes, breathe 10 times in and out, concentrate. Imagine when you breathe in that it reaches all the way to your pelvis and lifts up to your abdomen. When breathing out, let the air come all the way down from the lower abdomen and pelvis. Do this 10 times slowly. You can also count the times in your mind. Stress makes us breathe shallowly, with our diaphragm in only the chest and the top part of our lungs. This way, the body isn't getting enough oxygen and is tense, which affects our physical strength. Then you have stand up straight. When you're out and about walking the next time, pay attention to your posture. Push your chest forward, press your shoulders down and back, and lift your nose up just a bit. Imagine you're a puppet and someone has a string attached to your head pulling you straight up. Breathe with pride. When you have a good posture, and not a bad one, as a stressed out person often has, your body will get more oxygen and feel more refreshed. A good posture will also make you feel more powerful. The cramped feeling usually attached to stress will be reduced. So I feel like maybe when you think about this, you kind of get a little anxious. So then maybe your breathing becomes shallow, and then that actually stresses you out a little bit more. So it's like, this is bringing me back to you saying, I don't know if I do it, if other people will like it. We don't care about those people, okay? We don't care about them.
Yeah.
Because they need to learn to care about themselves first.
Yeah.
So we're just going to ignore them because there's nothing they can do anyway. So instead, we're going to do this love letter to ourselves. Mm-hmm. Just everything that you can even possibly think of. Like I said, get really into detail. What do you love about yourself? Not what other people tell you. What you love about yourself, even if that means you standing in front of the mirror while you do it. I talk to myself all the time in the mirror.
Yeah.
I get the best advice that way. So, so if you need to sit in front of a mirror and write a love letter to yourself, I think that would be good, because even then, like I said, you really don't have anything to worry about. It's just a mental thing for you right now.
Yeah, totally. Thank you so much, Shyla. This was amazing. I had the best time and I could talk to you all day. I have another appointment, so I have to run. But this has been incredible and I really, really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much for inviting me on again. I really appreciate it. This was absolutely fun. I really enjoyed this. So if you ever want me to come through again, I will be more than happy to do so.
I would love that. And maybe next time, if we plan in advance, we could get a few people on and you could do like little mini readings for them. That'd be
Yeah,
so
for sure. For sure. All right.
Thank
Well,
you. Have a great rest of your day.
you too. You too. Bye.